I got my coffee. It's a beautiful Florida morning. When I hear people compare Bryan's presentation of his alibi to the discovery that Aaron is waiting for, I literally don't know if we're watching the same trial, man. I also have a lot of thoughts about people's thoughts about Puff Daddy's Diddy's situation, but obviously that's a whole nother conversation. So y'all mind if we get straight to it again? So a couple of things just happened. I don't know why either. One of them always happens. For some reason, my phone always says it's too hot in the car. I don't know. Sometimes I could turn my air conditioner on and I don't know. I was trying to get a new phone. So therefore it wouldn't let me record, man. And I did miss some beautiful scenery I wanted to share with you guys. Man, I kind of like doing these car videos. Especially just for like behind the scenes. But I think the first one I did go live with, I think I'm gonna keep most of these just behind the scenes. I just like it, you know what I mean? Anyway, the other thing that happened is I actually tried to use my phone holder this time, but once again, because the phone was overheating, I took my phone out of the case and it won't fit into that holder with just a bare phone. So anyway, I'm sorry guys, I'm driving dangerous. If you know what I mean, reprimand me for it, you would not be wrong, man. I just wanted to kick it with y'all before I get where I'm going. Maybe you seen the last video, maybe you didn't. It was something like this. I actually just going to Panera. I don't have to try to be secretive about it. They're closing today though early because as you can see, it's late. It is 6:02, but they're updating their entire menu. I don't know my voice. No, I don't know why. Look at my voice. I don't know why my voice did that. They're updating their entire menu, and so they're closing early today to get that started. So I'm gonna just go over here, man. But I was online, man, in YouTube, and I seen Law and Crime had a segment about the court forcing Bryan to produce his alibi evidence, and all it was Nancy Grace up on there with her foolishness. I probably watched like 30 seconds of it, 45 seconds, to just give her a chance, you know what I mean? Because like I say, man, foolishness, wisdom can come from fools, man. So I just wanted to make sure she wasn't saying anything relevant, significant that I wanted to be cued in on. And she wasn't. She's been Nancy Grace. So I turned it off. She did remind me, though, that that hearing about Bryan's alibi evidence is supposed to happen, I think, on April the 17th. If I remember correctly, the date might be off. And I guess that's when the judge asks Ann and, Bryan's team. Let me grab a water. I keep water in my car. I don't know why y'all don't. I know some people say you shouldn't do that because it gets hot and stuff, but I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just irresponsible if it's true. So, yeah, I guess that's when Ann is supposed to produce whatever evidence she has of Bryan's alibi. I don't know how that's gonna go, you know what I mean? The one thing that I did see in the comments were people like, yeah, if you have the proof, why not show it? Why hide the proof? And for me, that was just ironic because it's the Bryanators. And it's like, for me, the audacity of anyone opposing Bryan's innocence, right? Or just not even opposing his innocence. These are people who are just vehemently sure and adamant that Bryan is guilty. So they're like screaming like, oh, well, just tell us what. They want Bryan to prove he's not guilty. And I'm gonna be honest with you, to me that's not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable to say, hey Bryan, man, like if you didn't do it, just like get it remove, like cops would say, remove any suspicion they have. Like they try to approach you and search you and all these things. They'll try to put the onus on you to remove whatever suspicion they have of you, which is ludicrous because beep you, you know what I mean? With just one beep you. Hell, you mean you just walk up to me saying that you think I don't give a damn what you think. Anyway, that's what the Bryanators want. They want Bryan to just like, yo, bro, if you didn't do it, you somewhere else, just tell us. And I'm gonna be honest with you, under the circumstances, considering what's at stake, I can't act like that is absolutely ludicrous. I think the ludicrous part is when they act like Bryan owes them that, you know what I mean? And according to our justice system, that's just not the case. Because what if Bryan's alibi is what they say it is, that even though they say they can prove it, that he was out riding around, it does kind of still leave him out there floating, and so it doesn't prove as we would like to prove, unless Ann did say she's gonna prove it. Hell, I think she said either some of the state's experts or some of the state's witnesses are going to help her. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. But what if he can't, though? That's all I'm saying. Like, that just leaves it up in the air whether he did it or not. That's why legally, and I think rightfully so, the onus is on the state to prove the accusations, the allegations that they're making, man. Don't come up to me and say I have to prove I didn't do it. Hell, what if I was at, in plenty of cases, plenty of situations, I'm at home sleep, bro. We talked about this before in the video, so this is redundant, but it's been a while. It's worth bringing back up. There are people who literally live solitary lives. I'm one of them. You're an introvert. Like, at any given, I was thinking about this the other day. Nobody literally knows where I'm at right now. The irony is that I don't know what had me thinking of that in that moment, because that's my life 85 to 90% of the time, if not more. So this alibi thing, like hanging the hat of whether Bryan is guilty or not on that, yeah, I'm glad the justice system, with all the things that it does that are questionable to me, I'm glad that they aren't getting, I think they're calling this one right. They aren't getting this one wrong. It's on the state. The state has to prove. They're making an accusation. They're pointing the finger, prove it. So I'm saying all of that, man. I got to rambling a little there. It was funny for me to read the comments while I was watching the video. The people like, oh yeah, Bryan, just prove it. And they're saying that like the defense is the team that has been hiding, like just stalling. Once again, we're back to that, failing to produce. It's not been the defense. Ann has not exceeded one deadline for the alibi. She's used what the law, what the judicial system allows. She's used it how she sees fit to use it for the benefit of defending her client. She hasn't exceeded that. The state is the one that's been promising evidence from this point. And then even like the young lady pointed out in the comments of one of my last videos, that Bill wanted to go to trial before he even himself admitted that he would have all the discovery that he has to Ann. I need to say that again. He wanted to go to trial in the summer of 2024, which, we're talking about right now. And he stood up in that same hearing and said when the judge asked, he couldn't have, or he didn't estimate he would have all the discovery to Ann until September of 2024. I don't know, man. I don't keep over time, people, places, and things like that. But if I remember correctly from the education that I did get, I think September is outside of the summer of 2024. Hell, any summer for that matter, Bill. So, you want the lady to go to trial without all the discovery that you have. We ain't even spoke of the discovery that you don't have, that you're supposed to be getting from A, B, C, D, E, F, G to give to her for the last year and a half, if definitely not a year. We ain't even got to that yet, but you want her to go to trial without all of that. The irony there, again, to me is, I said this in the video, Negro, if you don't even have all the discovery, then okay. Back to the argument the Bryanators are making. If you don't have all the discovery, Bill, but you're absolutely sure Bryan is guilty, there's only one way you can know that, sir. You have absolute proof that he's guilty. Why don't you just show us? I mean, I literally wish y'all could see my hands, because I'm making the Kanye shrug face. I mean, it's your the fans, the cheerleaders that you have. I'm pretty sure some people on your actual team are making this argument too. You are. Hell, that's why we have a hearing on the 17th, and you've been asked for this. Why don't they just show us where he was at? Well, hell, Bill, why don't you just show us like that? And I'm laughing, but once again, just like I said when I spoke about Bryan, considering what's at stake, brother, why would you leave that in the air? It's the same question that they are asking of the Bryanators are asking of Ann and Bryan. Considering what's at stake, why would you leave that in the air? Why wouldn't you remove all doubt and suspicion, so people could move on to try to figure out who committed this heinous act, this vile act? Why would you do that? Likewise, Bill, there are those of us out there who are absolutely unsure whether Bryan's guilty or not, and some of us are absolutely sure Bryan is being framed that he's not guilty, he's innocent. If we're wrong, sir, I'm not telling you to present your entire case to the defense or to the public, obviously. But that's exactly what y'all want Ann to do, ironically. You know what I'm saying? This is why I always have a disconnect with people. I can't stand the hypocritical BS. Over here, you're just adamant. Why would we just hand over our entire case to the other side and to the public? What sense does that make? But it's literally what you expect from the side that you oppose. This isn't just in this case. This is how y'all think through life. That's why I be out on it, respectfully. But I get it. Nobody's asking you to hand over your entire case, but Bill, there are ways you could let us know. Like, we see this in other cases. I think for me, there have been others. I'm not keeping up with everything, but for me, most recently, I think it was the Long Island killer. Those officers, those agents, those detectives, that prosecution team, they didn't waste any time. Like, we ain't got to play. We got this, man. It's over with for that. You know what I mean? Those grieving families, those grieving loved ones, like, they can get some type of rest, some type of solace in knowing at least this part is close. It's a wrap. We're not leaving that in the air. Y'all got, the gun Culver said, I can't say nobody's name, right? If you've been a long time watching, you know that. Well, right now, this just going to be on the minimum for a minute. But you got them out here going crazy, along with the general public, along with the other families. Like, we know they're experiencing things behind the scenes that we don't get to see. I remember, I think it was Maddie's dad. Yeah, man. Maddie May. So, Bill, I think the same responsibility is on you and your team. If that's fair to expect of Ann and the defense, I think it's fair to expect of you guys too. If the case is already where we all want it to be, and that is absolutely justice-centered because we have the right defendant, the right suspect, the right accused in custody, then you can let us know that instead of playing these games, homie. Right now, the games that the prosecution is playing is making, I say this in every video almost, it's making all of us believe that, y'all don't have the right guy. It seems like y'all just pick somebody for whatever reasons you want to put out there, and now y'all are trying to make the case fit. Like, where does justice fall into that plan forward, that path forward? You know what I mean? Who came up with that game plan? Where does justice fall in that game plan? Like, who's the head of that play? Who's the coach? Who agreed? Somebody on the team should say no. If the coach calls the play, whoever drew it up, the guy got to hike, the lady got to hike the ball, whatever we're doing there, the man got to hike the ball, the quarterback, somebody in those ranks should say, no, we can't do this. If there's a possibility, isn't that why there's beyond a reasonable doubt? If there's a possibility that this gentleman is innocent, man, we got to clean this up. We can't go in here pretending like we got the right guy just so we don't make ourselves look bad, so we appease the public. Bloodthirst, or not even bloodthirst, just reasonable thirst for justice. We can't do that. That's not how this is supposed to go. So anyway, man, I just gathered all that, like I say, to be honest with you, just from that little 45-second clip of Law and Crime and Nancy Grace clickbaiting. I don't know what the purposes are at this point. I remember thinking, man, recently, man, like, and I knew this, man, but some things, we're all foolish at points, I think. That's that water. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I knew, man, that you can't come in here trying to control the narrative, man. And for me, there are times when I try to control it, but with the right intentions and the right direction. Not even just control it, just to say, hey, everybody be quiet right quick. I think we all forgot we're supposed to be here for this and not that. Now, whoever's in control, let's make sure we got the right person there, the right people there. But I don't need to be in control. But I'm in control in the sense that the conversations, and not, once again, it's about this case, but in life in general, they're so off topic that we're accomplishing so much nothing. I don't know how else there are better ways to say that, but like, we're getting a lot done, but it's a lot of nothing. It's J. Cole has a line where he say, man, the good news is you came a long way. The bad news is you went the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not like, this is not a soapbox situation. I'm just trying to wrap this video up, and this is where my thoughts go. Why I do what I do, why I speak how I speak, why I think how I think, how I live. It's just like, I think in some of these conversations, man, we are saying a lot, we're doing a lot, but like, not much of it is valuable, not much of it is progressive, not much of it is fruitful. So let's just slow down. I think that's what happens with the Nancy Graces of the world. As much as they revile me, like, they just make me want to, they make my skin itch, literally. Right now, I never see the woman in life, she makes my skin itch. The irony is that her crowd would look at me like that, like, you crazy as shit, lady. Like, what? Lord forgive me. But as much as I revile them, I don't necessarily think everybody's just an evil person. I think we've gone so far the wrong way that now the wrong way feels like it's natural to us. It's like the right course that we're supposed to be on, and it's not. You see what I'm saying? So this isn't just entertainment. These cases aren't just entertainment. The people that we run into on an everyday basis, man, they aren't robots. A lot of we become robotic toward each other. Everything in life, you know what I mean, is and revolves around humanity. That's just the bottom line. Like, take us away, bro. You know, you got your picks, you got your special interest groups. That's how we end up warring against each other mostly, I think. Obviously, there are probably other reasons. But take us away, bro. And like, you just have Earth. I don't know what God plans God will have for that. I think God's plans revolve around us, and reflecting Him and the things that we say and do. So, you know, I just try to remind us of that. You know, wherever you decide to go with it, whether you even listen to the reminder, like, you're talking crazy. Who are you to be trying to preach to us? I don't know, man. I don't care. I do care, but I'm saying I don't care in the sense that it's mine to dictate the outcome. That's between God and Him and His plans for you and whoever else. So. Finally, what do you think about Bryan's alibi, man? Do you think it is kind of suspicious of him and whoever's calling the shots? Because we have to keep in mind that even though decisions are being made on Bryan's behalf, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what Bryan decided. You know what I mean? And I'm not even implying that decisions that are being made are wrong in any regard. I'm just saying that, you know, Bryan could be being advised to do certain things. Obviously, we're not hearing a lot from him right now. He's speaking through his attorneys, which anyone, you know, would be advised to in his situation. So I'm not implying any ill thing there. But what do you think about his alibi, though, or a lack of, you know, is it a lack of what the hell they told him? He was out driving. What do you think about the whole situation? Apparently, once again, a hearing is supposed to happen on April the 17th or something like that. So we'll see where it goes from there. I like Ann. You know, it's unfortunate for anybody to be in this situation. If he did it, then, you know, that's how life goes. You know what I mean? We have a justice system for that. Those victims and their loved ones do deserve justice. Society deserves justice, man. You know what I mean? And God will see to that. But if he doesn't, man, that just makes him being in that situation so much more unfortunate. And no matter how many people want to pretend and how much those people want to pretend that the cops always get it right, if you really care, man, about, once again, humans and real justice, it breaks your heart, man, to think, and also definitely to hear these stories where these men and women, and even children in some cases, man, get incarcerated and lose. They lose so much, man. You can't even think about what they lose. Like, you can't. I could have had a child. My child could have grandchildren. My child could be the next Michael Jordan. My child could be the next president. My child could be the next, you know, world changer. I don't know what possibilities you took from my life when that happened, whether it happened for, you know, the most horrible reasons or whether it happened for just innocent reasons, man. Sometimes things do go wrong with humans. We make horrible mistakes unintentionally. But however it happened, we can't calculate what those people lose in those situations, and it's definitely hurtful to think about, man. I think those people are so gracious how and when they come out of those situations, man, because they do lose a lot for nothing. And it's sad to think about that. So hopefully that is not what's going on with Bryan, which would mean, yes, he is involved and guilty. But yes, I'm sorry. I probably would rather it be that than him to be innocent in that situation. I'm getting a little emotional here. However it plays out, man, I don't know about the alibi defense. I think I was saying I'm interested in hearing your guys' thoughts about it. His right to present it inside, you know what I mean, of the boundaries that the judicial system allows, no matter how the other side feels about that. Because we know that they're, you know what I mean, for whatever reason, failing to give Ann, you know, what they have. She says it's not their fault, but however it's and whatever it's happening. But we don't know if that's what's going on with Bryan's alibi, because there's never been an accusation that they're doing anything but abiding within the boundaries that the judicial process allows for that to happen. And it's laid that out to me in a sense where the most uneducated minds could understand it. You know what I mean? Innocent Until, thank you guys for listening to me ramble, man. Hit that notification bell. YouTube, once again, is deciding when and when not to send out notifications. It's a lot happening, man. We still got to talk about the rest of that trial, man. I've been trying to listen to it, but I have other things going on too. So y'all have a good week. It's Sunday over here, 621, 82 degrees, which means, Lord willing, tomorrow is Monday. That's why I say y'all have a good week. I'm out. Just so I don't confuse anyone, this video was uploaded to members only first, and so That's some of the references in here were referring to that. And you may hear that going forward in some of the videos. I just don't want anyone to be lost. Y'all be safe.